It's Sak Passe. We're here at the Butterfly Beach Hotel, Barbados, and of course this show is all about Barbados independence. And so I wanted to try and make it as special as possible. And these two gentlemen I have with me here are two contributors, great contributors to Barbados music. On my left-hand side, I've got Terry Mix-Canartha, who you guys will know from the band Square One. Terry, what's going on, man?
Everything good. Glad to be here. Enjoying Crop Over 2013.
Now, you brought a friend along with you. I'm going to let you tell me who he is.
Okay. On your right, we have Mr. Willie Carr from the world-famous Merry Men. You know, they tour the world. A lot of people would know them from the song Beautiful Barbados, one of our most popular songs. You know, very popular band. Emil Straker. I mean, you just mentioned the name Merry Men and everybody would know this is the guitar player, Mr. Willie Carr.
Now, I've got to say it's an absolute honor because I've been in the business for 20-odd years, and one of the things that I was always told by some of the older folk was, Martin, you're doing a great job, man, but you need to learn about the merman. You need to learn about the merman. So thank you very much indeed for joining us here. Tell us a little bit about the merman. Give us a little bit about their history.
Well, the Merry Men started in the early 60s. I was still at school then, by the way. With a couple of other guys slightly older than me, and they've had their first debut, shall we say, in England. They played at the Opera House in, I think it was Blackpool, and then from there they came back to Barbados. They recorded a couple of folk songs, and then things started to take off then. And there was a club in Barbados called the Pepper Pot, where they used to play every Tuesday and Friday. That's when I joined them in the early 70s. And that became very popular. And a lot of Canadians particularly, and Americans and so, were flocking to Barbados in those days. And we used to have enormous crowds and tremendous response. And the band is still together. They're not as active as before. We do a couple of gigs a year. But it has been a sincere joy and a pleasure to work with them. And people ask me occasionally, you know, what kept the band together for so long? And I said the music had something to do with it, but it's basically the camaraderie and the dressing room talk that kind of kept the boys together. But it's been great. Thank you.
Now, Terry, like I said, part of Square One, you know, a band that moved mountains musically. Anderson Armstrong, Alison Hines. You're the unsung hero. You created a lot of the hits for the band, and you created a lot of hits for other artists as well here in Barbados. You're still involved in the music business, aren't you?
Yes, very much so. Still working. I do a lot of work with Monster Peace, with Peter Coppin. And a lot of the acts, especially the younger guys coming into the business now, you know, they always try to contact me, you know, to even if I just give them insight, you know, about songwriting or even producing. So I've always been active, even after Square One.
What does Barbados independence mean to you?
Barbados independence means to me a great deal of pride for the people of Barbados. They have evolved from a colonial history, and we've come along. We're fending for ourselves very well. We have a stable government. We have everybody seems to get on reasonably well. And for me, I'm just a proud Barbadian. Independence is, I feel proud to be a Barbadian. And independence, the time of independence is, God bless BIM on Independence Day, Independence Day. That's it for me.
I've got to talk to you about the cricket. There I was at Kensington Oval for the CPL 2020, which for me is a great tournament. I think the excitement and the atmosphere inside the Kensington Oval, especially for the matches that I've seen so far, has been really, really great. And one of the great things about it is seeing Mac Fingal and his merry band, which includes you, going to every single gateway that is in the stadium, in every stand, and geeing up the crowd, giving them a little bit of vibe, playing some rhythm and that. How exciting is it to do that?
Man, it's so exciting. I love to do it. We first started to do that back during the World Cup, when we had the World Cup in the West Indies. And, you know, it just picked up. You know, we would dress up in our costumes and, you know, get a group of guys together, drums, pan, horns, you know, Mac up front. And we realized that even when we went into some stands, like we would have fans from Pakistan and fans from India joining in the band and really enjoying it. And that was a first because, when they called us from the IPL and said that they wanted us to do it again, we were all very happy. Because from the time we get into the stands, we see the excitement on the faces. They come to enjoy the cricket, but it's all part of the atmosphere. And the songs we play and the dancing and the screaming. We come in and we play 3 or 4 songs, hype up the stands, and then we move on to the next stand. So it has been going very well. And plus we've been winning, so it's very good.
There is no possible way that I could come to Barbados without catching up with this man, one of the stalwarts of the music industry here in Barbados. Red Plastic Bag, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Yeah, always a pleasure to have you here. I hope you had a wonderful season here.
Crop Over was lovely for me, man. I really enjoyed it. And, obviously, settings like this, they're second to none.
Yeah, Barbados is a beautiful place. I always say to people across the world that Barbados is a place you need to visit, is a must-see. You can look in the background and lovely beaches, wonderful people, and wonderful food, especially at Crop Over time.
Let's go back to the beginning. The question that I really want to ask you on Sak Passe today is, where did the name Red Plastic Bag come from?
When I was preparing for my first competition, way back in 1979, a domestic competition, I entered the competition just to make up a number. I had no stage name. And 2 weeks before the competition, I decided, I really need a name. And I went to the beach, and I came back all burnt in the sun. And a nephew looked at me. He said, "You look like a red plastic bag." So I found it rather funny and decided, what, maybe that's the name I need to use. So I used it, and ever since then, it has been working for me. The color, there's something to wave. And not only that, it seems insignificant. In Calypso, we've always had Lord this body, mighty the next body, king the next body. So I decided, maybe it's good to be something sounding insignificant.
And it works very well. I mean, one of my first memories of coming to Crop Over here was 1997, the Pick of the Crop final, and seeing everybody with the red plastic bags. And I was like, what a prop. You couldn't ask for a better prop than that. You've spoken about the fact that, you started in 1979 and still in 2013, you're hitting them hard, you're staying with the young ones and producing quality hits.
Well, one thing I've recognized that if you want to remain current and if you want to remain marketable, you need to continue to reinvent yourself. And what I've done over the years, I've worked with producers who are aware of what is happening in the marketplace and not just set in their ways. You recognize that I would have started working with people like Kenny Wallace and some of the older arrangers, and then I moved to Nicholas Branca. Nicholas is still very current, still understanding what is going on. I've also done work with Red Boys. So although I may be old or from the older group, musically I still try to stay marketable. Why stock your shelf with product that is not selling? You need to be current, and I think it's very important that you continue to reinvent yourself.
One question that I'm asking everybody, this show is for a Barbados Independent special show. What does Barbados mean to Red Plastic Bag?
Oh, Barbados means a whole lot to me. I am a proud Barbadian. No matter where I go across the world, I tell people, that I'm a Barbadian. We as a people, we are loving, we are warm. Barbados is special, and I can't see myself living anywhere else in the world. If I were to leave Barbados, it wouldn't be for long. I'll come right back here, my navel string buried right here. I feel most comfortable no matter where I go across the world. And when I see the likes of Barbados on my arrival into Barbados, is always a special feeling. No matter how many times I travel, whenever I come back home, there's something special about coming back home.
Well, we want to thank you for joining us here on Sak Passe. It's an absolute honor to have you, and God bless you.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. I wish you well. And as the saying goes, keep the flag flying. Peace.
I'm Rochelle B, and we're here in Barbados, and I have the pleasure of being here with Peter Ram. Welcome to Sak Passe.
Hi, what's up?
A lot of people know Peter Ratton, but they don't know where and how you started. So, how did you start?
Well, it started from the days from school time. That's years ago. I've been doing this thing about for 30 years now. And when I used to like go school and thing, I used to do the school work, but I used to like hurry down the school work and then take out the book. So you will find school work on one page and the next page to the back now with some lyrics. You know what I mean? So it's school work and lyrics. So you always like, used to listen to a lot of Yellow Man and Tayan and Fathead and them kind of guys. And we used to keep a $2 fete. Like every last day at school, you know, people will go and mark up the shirts and show water bombs. But we didn't that kind of, we used to like hold it down, a big cassette. You know, them used to start the time a big cassette with tape, TDK tape, with a microphone. And used to bring the microphone. And we hold a session, a little 50 cents to come in the classroom and enjoy yourself. You know, at that point in time, I named Peter Rankin. And, you know, with my cousin, Hyperdog, Little Rick, we did a lot of street fairs. We used to go and stand up at a street fair, you know, and just pimp the DJ, hoping that he would give you the mic just so he to say a little thing, you know what I mean? And, you know, going to sessions, holding microphone, and it come up. And then one time, like, kids sit there and tell me, like, yo, I want to go try a little thing at a little social commentary or something. So we just gave a thought, and the next year, in a couple of years, I started doing raga soca, like songs like Snow Cone Man, Snow Cone Yard. And then I went to East Coast. It was East Coast at that point in time. I get into East Coast, and then I say, yo, I mean, like, there's money in this soca thing. Because you're really getting the money and the dub thing. So then I used to like, do a little thing with Square One, write lyrics for Alison Hines, like top class bubble. I started like writing lyrics like them Jack Up the World, Do As You Want, all of them tunes that I pen. And not only like I keep the talent within me, I help share it to like I discover Timmy, give Timmy the first songs, Courvoisier, and Up and Down. Taught Natalie Burr how to do it. A lot of people don't know it's the Bobo. He's another man that I discovered too. So it could like label me as the bounty killer of soca, meaning that I brought so much, you know what I mean, help. You know, I could count the people, you know, like Inches, Natalie Burke, you know, and you see a role in it bringing out Nikita also. You send Nikita up on the stage, you know, doing she thing, song is sweet. So eventually I grew, and then I finally hit a big one now with the social commentary field, a thing called The Pledge. You know, and then that really like put me in the household of the older folks, the older generation and thing, and just started giving me my forward. I even changed my name and called me Miss Wiggins Last Boy, due to the fact that I singing the social commentary and doing The Pledge, and The Pledge was a big one. You know, the first time I see so much young people at the stadium is through that song. People get their nails done in the color of the flag. You never see so much people wear blue, yellow, and black yet until then. So I tell myself, wow, this is the right road. And I just keep it and keep hitting it and hitting it. And here I am now.
So you're known for raga soca. When writing a song for yourself, do you always make sure that you have the raga, the dub twist?
Yeah, because I always like, I don't want to leave out where I come from. You know what I mean? Like when you go places and things, people don't know that I come from Barbados, I representing Barbados. No matter if you got a blue a flag, I'm rolling with a flag, I can do something to let you know, yeah, but this man from Barbados. It's the same way how you dealing with the dub in the raga soca and thing. Like put in the little dub inside of the raga soca. The only time I really like, I tell myself I can decide to sing one is when I read the thing called Woman by My Side. I used to listen to The Hunter at that point of time, Bachelor, I think the song named Bachelor. So I tell Mikey Dread, loop the top part of Bachelor for me. And I went on the hillside down my side. And I just vibed and I said, again, sing this one again, try hard. And they call up Biggie now and said, Biggie boy, I feel they got one. You know what I mean? I sing a little piece, they tell me that could work, and I did doubting myself all the time, so even tell no Biggie's a singer now. I tell you, well, let me go by the Red Boys. You know what I mean? And be there with me, so you could, anytime you're singing out the key, you know what I mean? Make sure knock the boop or something and put me back in, you know what I mean? So we try and it come out good. And look, you know, the people in Barbados didn't even know that was me, because when I went on the radio station and, you know, review the song, I think it was Peter Coppin or John Doe. Them said that they can play this song, but they tell me don't say nothing on the mic. And we can get some people to call in and ask, who's singing this song? Who's singing this song? So people call in, somebody say Statement, somebody say Kevin Little, and then a couple more people to call. So I did laughing all the time. I said, wow. So that this song that sweet. And then when they heard that it was me, you know, people are like, shh, and get all the love. And them now going home and Woman by My Side was the biggest tune. You know what I mean? That I take me touring, and up to now being boring, still tours we scoring. You know?
A lot of people doesn't know about you and Biggie's relationship, and you go way back. So tell us a bit about you and Biggie's relationship.
Yeah, man. It's a long while now since the splash band thing, you know what I mean? And Judith, listening to Biggie singing and the powerhouse, you know, the vocals that Biggie got and thing, I tell myself, shh, but if you want to learn to sing now, you can just follow about this man. So every time, you know, they say no to go, I living down Carlton Village too. And when Biggie passed in to go down to the warehouse, he would, you know, pick me up and I would roll with Biggie. From then I would rolling with Biggie all the time. And, you know, if a promoter like call for me, I would tell you about Biggie. If he call for Biggie would tell you about me, so that, you know, we rolling all the time up to now. You know what I mean? Hard years a little bit, but you know what? You know, but Biggie's a good brethren, man. True brethren for years.
So, Crop Over, what is your favorite thing about Crop Over?
Well, my favorite thing about Crop Over is if you got a girlfriend, you would be excused to walk up behind another woman due to the fact that it's Crop Over and she won't do you nothing, your food still will be there cooked. You know, you haven't got no crawls or nothing. So, Crop Over and Carnival, I thank God for all of them, you know, all the festivals, so you could go and walk up on somebody else's girl and you will never get into trouble.
Thank you so much for taking the time out and coming and blessing Sak Passe, and enjoy the rest of your Crop Over.
Boom, Sak Passe, keep it locked and loaded. Peter Ram from Pyramid. Peter Ram is on the panel. Don't change the channel. Boom.
Welcome to Sak Passe.
Hi, good to be here.
First things first, for the people that don't really know you out there, how did you start out?
Well, I started actually singing Kaiso back in about 1994. I was a member of the band Coalition for maybe about 2 years prior to that. And I really started my journey into Calypso in 1994 in earnest.
So from there, how did you go from being in a band to going solo?
Well, with the band, I stayed with the band until about 1998. And then, as with all things in life, it's time to grow. And I got together with a couple of people whom I trust. We found good material, enough material to create our first album, which would have been New Direction. I think we had about 10 tracks on the album, which would have been a little bit of social commentary, along with a little bit of soca. That album would have had jammers on it, Take Your Time, Raise Your Hand, those songs. That first album really went really well, and I think that that's what introduced me to the world of soca in terms of outside of Barbados, because Jammers was a really huge hit in Trinidad. It did well in the UK, it did well in the US as well with the expat market. And we did our second album in 2000, which would have had on Who the Hell is Kim. So from there, everything just, turned into what it is right now.
You mentioned Who the Hell is Kim, wrong name. And a lot of people that don't really know soca, the one song that they do know is that you just say, yes, soca from the Caribbean, and all you have to say is, who the hell is Kim? And they're like, yes, I know. I understand. So everybody, if you didn't know the face, yes, who the hell is Kim? TC. So what is your favorite part of Crop Over the whole season?
Kaduma Day.
That is it. That's the ultimate.
You know, from the time crop over launches, I'm working. I'm going, and I'm working. Once finals is finished, that's really my opportunity to truly enjoy crop over. I attend a lot of fets, but for me that's still work because it's all about getting out there, pushing the music, socializing a little bit. So I'm still working. So I'm not partying as hard. You're talking to people, chit-chatting. But once finals is finished, we could chit-chat. I could say hi, but I'm dancing and I'm whining. That's my time. So I'm good with that. So that's my favorite part of crop over is anything after finals down to whenever I pass out Kadooment Day.
Understandable. For someone who's never been to Barbados, what must they do when they come here?
Well, a lot of things. You must go to a Brewster's Road Fete. You must play 4-day morning mass. You've got to take in some part of the festival in terms of national events. So it all depends on how early you're in Barbados. If you're here, let's say 2 weeks prior to the last lap of the festival, Soca Royale is a must. Your Pick of the Crop finals, that's a must as well. And Cohoblapot, the national events that are a must. But then you have other events that you have to attend. You've got to go to Bliss. You've got to go to Frazzled. You know. You've got to, as I said, do your 4-day morning and play in any band that you want to play in. But please do join a band and play inside of a band. We are really trying not to encourage people to just decide, okay, I'm just going to jump along. That we're trying to stop that. You can have your fun and jump on the outside of the band, but don't raid the band as they call it. But those are the things that you've got to do. A Brewster's Road Fete, Power by Four's Glow, as long as that is on, you got to do that as well.
Let's touch a little bit on your releases for this year. How are they going?
Kankalang is doing really, really well. I'm really, really pleased with that song. And I'm glad that it has been getting the kind of response that it's been getting, not only in Barbados, but outside of Barbados as well. I've got a nice Trini vibe for it already. So we're looking seriously at doing a remix to that for Trinidad Carnival. Not quite sure yet who we're going to be able to do the remix with, because we want to add another vocalist to it. So there are 3 options on the table right now. And once we've been able to meet with their management and see which one is most interested in it, we're going to get that remix done, try to get it out by as early as October for Carnival. Because as you know, bands in Trinidad are launched already for 2014 Carnival. Outside of that, there is the social commentary element, because tomorrow night I've got Piggity Crop Finals, performing at position number 3. Time for a Healing, Masquerade, those are the 2 songs I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I feel really good about them. And I think my chances are pretty good.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time out for Sak Passe. Good luck with the rest of the weekend, and I shall see you on Monday.
Definitely. Well, it's been a pleasure being here. I want to thank you guys for inviting me to be a part of your show. And I'm looking forward to getting out to the UK in a little bit.
That would be nice to see you out there. You haven't been in a while.
In a while, yeah, but I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Told ya. Here we go. We're balling for the whole day, jumping up on the highway, having fun while we young. Let me enjoy it, let me enjoy it. Drinking till I get tipsy, winding up like a gypsy, having fun while we young. 'Cause this is how I enjoy my life, my life, my life. This is how I enjoy my life, my life. This is how I enjoy it. The atmosphere is crazy, the atmosphere is hype. So drunk I can't see clearly, but nothing can spoil me night. Drinking till I get tipsy, winding up like a gypsy, having fun while we young, 'cause this is how I enjoy my life. For the whole day, jumping up on the highway, having fun while we young, let me enjoy it, let me enjoy it. Drinking till I get